Before I get into the finale of the series where I talk about the Matrix Resurrections, I want to point out that it seems I unwillingly trolled a lot of people with the title of my previous video. The reason I chose that title is because there is a series of articles that try to justify bad movies being bad. So we have Cowboy Bebop and many others where you have writers saying, well, it wasn't supposed to be good. And they say that in a way as to kind of justify why the movie was bad and that's a good thing type of article. But there's actually no indication that they were planning to make a bad movie. Meanwhile, with the Matrix Resurrections, you do have the director itself, the scriptwriter, saying within the movie that Warner Brothers was forcing Neo to make a sequel to The Matrix. And Neo really didn't like that. He went almost suicidal. He went through a depression. And I covered that at length in my previous video. So I'm legitimately saying that the argument that The Matrix was supposed to be bad can actually have proof of this, as the writer themselves are saying this in their own movie, that they didn't want to make a sequel and that they hate Warner Brothers for making them do the sequel. So it could actually be self-sabotage. There is evidence, okay? There is no evidence about this in Cowboy Bebop or any other IP which recently went bankrupt. And I'm not justifying that The Matrix being bad is something that is a good thing. I hate it. I don't encourage other people to see it. So it's a completely different vibe of video at the end of the day. But anyway, right, I didn't mean to troll people. It's just weird that I did. Let's talk about the final thing that, in my opinion, made this movie suck. And you can't talk about The Matrix without talking about the agents. Because the agents are some of the most memorable bad guys in Hollywood history. Even the agents that didn't have a name, that were just there, had a level of gravitas to them. They were very powerful in their own right. So what do we know about the agents? Well, the first time Neo is being told about the Matrix, he is also told the fact that any person that ever tried fighting with an agent ended up dying. There is no survivor, not a single person who tried standing toe-to-toe with the agents has managed to survive. So all of a sudden, we know that they're very competent at what they are doing. It's almost impossible to kill them because they're having the ability to dodge bullets, so they have superhuman reflexes. They have really good aim, and the only thing you can do when you see an agent is to run. And only after Neo manages to get his powers can he actually fight the agents. And the only reason he does so is because he can cheat. And another person that is also capable of fighting agents is Smith. And the reason for that is that he also can cheat. So the only people that can fight agents are Neo and Smith. So these are the only two entities that we have been shown that have the power of taking down agents. Now, there are circumstantial cases where individuals in certain scenarios did manage to take down an agent. And this can be Trinity when she said dodge this and is shooting an agent at point blank. As well as when they fire a minigun at the agents and they don't have the chance to dodge all the bullets. But these things are incredibly circumstantial, and that only happened because those people got incredibly lucky. And even after taking down one of the agent simply chooses another person in the vicinity and reincarnates as that person. So there's really no way of stopping these agents. They're incredibly powerful, and it's one of the reasons they are so memorable. And every time they were on the screen, they added drama, they added tension. There was actually some danger there, and you were wondering if the characters can manage to get out alive. In Matrix Resurrection, however, literally in the first 5 minutes of the film, you encounter this Chica Bunny who starts doing kung fu with the agents. And it makes absolutely no sense. Now, sure, she manages to lose, but she still survives. I mean, they're not taking her out. it's so weird because all of a sudden you demystify these entities. You're making them not as dangerous as they should be. And as she's running away, they all miss her shots. I mean, stormtroopers are more accurate than these agents, completely removing any sense of terror and dread that the agents used to have in the first movies. And, that would not be necessarily a problem because the explanation is that this is a new Matrix. So maybe the rules are different. And indeed they are. They have now a different enemy. They have what is called bots. So the bots, they represent NPCs, if you will. Like in the Matrix, you now have certain characters that aren't actual people plugged into the Matrix, but instead they are just programs that are used to surveil and carry out various activities, whatever needed. And no one knows if it's an actual person or a bot. In fact, there is this scene where a woman is actually married with a bot. Trinity also has her family that are bots. So you can't really tell if it's an actual person or a bot. And what these bots can do is, if activated, they can cause a swarm. Which is kind of like a zombie thing. I guess maybe they got inspired from Smith doing his own swarm. And towards the end, there's this really boring thing where Neo and Trinity are trying to get away on a bike. And the bots are getting activated from the buildings around them. And they're jumping off windows, hoping that they're going to land exactly on Trinity. And Neo does his Fusroda bullshit. Okay. I guess like that's a new type of enemy that they introduced. But it's so boring. I mean, the agents represented something new, unique, something very interesting and original. While the swarm, the bots, they're kind of like zombies, really. They're not that much different. I guess they're not trying to bite you, but, like when they're activated and they laser in on a target, they just become aggressive. But they don't have any ability outside of what a normal person seems to have. So really, they're very lame. They're very boring as a new enemy. So while they could say, okay, well, we toned down the agent because we had a new interesting enemy to present, they don't manage to do that. The new enemy is actually more boring than the agents. The agents themselves got severely nerfed. So the movie lacks one of the elements which made the original trilogy that great, which is a powerful, strong enemy that was capable of creating drama the moment they entered the scene. So that's another reason why Matrix Resurrections sucks. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.